PumpFun has officially launched its own token, but we're now 24 hours after it's gone live and there has been no noise whatsoever about the now confirmed airdrop. Radio silence from the X account, from the founders, from anyone we'd presume as insiders, and instead all we have to go off is speculation and some random bits of data that could imply PumpFun has made a huge mistake. At the time the token was beginning to launch, Bonk was beginning to take a lot of mindshare from PumpFun. In fact, they were actually dwarfing PumpFun in revenues for the first time in their existence. What we had was a really unique opportunity where PumpFun, the original home of Memecoins if you will, was launching its own token and potentially giving out a monstrous airdrop. If there was ever a time for PumpFun to capitalize on that momentum, to snatch all that volume back and become the undisputed home of Memecoins, it was now. And instead, nothing's happened. And if we go to the website Tokenomics, what we can actually see here is that they've got a current upcoming event in 361 days on the 12th of July 2026. Now, what is that event? Apparently, it's for 23% of the circulating supply. And the closest number we have to that is the community token. As you can see here, the community and ecosystem initiatives. So if we have to wait a full year, you can't bank on the PumpFun token even surviving a year when the whole retail interest is coming purely from the fact they are being rewarded for using your platform. If you have them early and the coin goes up and they have a reason to hold, and then you make improvements to the platform and they have a reason to hold, and then you add new features, community incentives, and there's a reason to hold, people won't sell their allocation. The longer this goes on, I know me for instance, okay, I've got things to pay for in my life and I'm looking at this big golden bag of money coming to me, and if I got it today and I'm bullish on the fact that the price is steady, the early holders haven't sold, there's new things coming, it might go up, I'm far more inclined to hold than in a year's time where a lot of that team allocation is going to unlock, a lot of the exiting early investors are going to unlock, and the price could be down to $2-3 billion, perhaps even lower. My airdrop's going to be half that, it's no longer substantial, and I'm going to be out of the game. Like, I have no reason to hold a token that I don't believe in because nothing would have changed. The more that speculation builds that this airdrop is being delayed, that this airdrop isn't as substantial, that it's going to high-profile KOLs and live streamers instead of those early and regular investors, the more people are just going to turn over their shoulder, look at Let's Bonk and go, do you know what? This is the platform for me. When AXIOM first debuted, no one really cared about it. Photon grew stagnant, AXIOM innovated, and AXIOM became the leader in meme coin trading platforms. We're kind of seeing the same here. So what PumpFun have done, in a shock to what could be absolutely no one, is prioritize the team, prioritize the early investors over the community. And it has come at the worst time because now they have a legitimate contender. In a world where Bonk didn't exist, where Boop didn't exist, where Moonshot didn't exist, this would be fine because there is no one that is going to take mindshare from them. But the longer this drags out, the more people are going to flock to these other platforms. All it takes is Bonk to announce that they're going to do a community give back, for Boop to introduce something community based, for Moonshot to give out an airdrop, and no one's going to care about waiting a potential year for PumpFun. Now, for transparency, I don't think it's going to be a year. I think we're going to probably get it by the end of August, but how much is going to change in that time? Bonk is already now the front runner in terms of meme coin trading, and Pump, again, a golden opportunity to completely change the narrative, to bring those people back who lost trust in the platform, reward them for using it in the first place with something substantial, and bank on the fact that a lot of it is going to get put back into the ecosystem. And instead, all we have seen is Pump.Fun just wait, sit on their hands, launch the token, reward those early private investors, while the community, as normal, is just sat empty-handed. And it kinda sucks. Now, of course, the danger of making this video is that PumpFun could just announce the airdrop within 10 minutes of it dropping, which, in fairness, would be pretty accurate given how I said Deej was a scam a couple of weeks ago, and that went on to do a 6x within a day of me posting the video. But I do think it's important that we realise how important this moment in time is, because this is a turning point for the world of meme coin trading, for the world of crypto, for Solana specifically. We are talking about an airdrop that could be worth up to $800 million today, and it is going to get pushed back, potentially pushed back, potentially pushed back. It could be worth 50 million. It could be worth 60 million. And by that point, the value's gone. There are no changes to bring people in. It's not going to matter. Like, I do get it from PumpFun's perspective. They want to protect the people that have raised $1 billion for them. But if you're a retail investor now and you're waiting on an airdrop and the airdrop isn't coming, I speak for myself, but I don't care what wallet tracker notification I get on Axiom. If it's Bonk and it's a good wallet, I'm aping it. And if all of these wallets go to Bonk and I start aping Bonk coins, I don't care where the coin's launched as long as I have a chance to make money. So the longer that Pump drags this out and they don't even just give a teaser, even a tweet saying, hey, we haven't forgotten about you, or airdrop details coming on this day, or even just a gif of a parachute, something to tell the community they haven't been forgotten about, the more mindshare they're going to lose, the more people are going to start experimenting with Let's Bong, and the more that happens, the less revenue Pump's going to bring in, the more the token's going to drop, the less the airdrop's going to be, the less people will care about claiming their airdrop, the more it goes down, and it is just an endless cycle. They had to pick between protecting the early investors in the short term or the actual community who will hold the price and likely dictate the price in the long term. It doesn't matter how many investors you have if the platform is terrible and not making money. And if your community who are holding out for this airdrop do not trade on the platform, it will not make money. Those early investors will sell and the platform will decrease in price substantially. So I don't know what they're expecting. But if by some weird chance this right here is the airdrop date of the 12th of July 2026, PumpFun have made a massive mistake. If it is the end of August, it's a mistake, but it's salvageable at least, okay? They've done something that is fixable. A month isn't that long to wait. It's long enough for the price to steady, for the early investors to potentially cash out without harming the price, and then for the absolute chaos of the airdrop claim to begin. And even then, you are risking losing more mindshare to Bonk. I'd like to think there's a strategy here, and I'd like to think this thesis has been more than thought of by the Pump team before the ICO, but this is a very weird time where for the first time ever, again, there's real competition here, and PumpFun had a real chance to just end this race early, to end the war, and they chose not to. So will this gamble pay off? Will the airdrop come at a time when the price is stable and there's new features implemented and we get it at a higher value? Or are they just prioritizing the team and allowing the community's airdrop to slowly just be rotted away over time, anywhere from a month to a year? Only time will tell, but I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. I'm sure I'm not the only one scraping constantly for the latest information on this airdrop, so I'd love to hear your thoughts on the airdrop situation down below. And until next time, I'll see you in the trenches.